Hi, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your April 2023 Mercury Retrograde reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps this channel out. It helps me out tremendously because the YouTube algorithm really pays attention to it. So, thank you so much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So let's take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy we need to be mindful of during this Mercury retrograde. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels. This is the Six of Wands. I see something, it's like there's a celebration that wants to be had, okay, or that is going to happen, but it's like it's a celebration that happens just a little bit too soon. There's somebody who thinks like, oh, we have it all figured out, we have everything done, and I kind of see you left like having to fix it, like having to finish it, and somebody else taking the credit for it. So just be aware of that. If that happens, you know that it's seen here, but also like if that has been happening, or yeah, it's just something here where you need to speak up for yourself. And Mercury retrograde is all about you speaking up for ourselves. It's all about communication kind of going haywire, and for us to kind of keep our heads, and and speak concisely and proudly and distinctly for ourselves. So that's going to be very important here. So let's look at what spirit has to say, and then we'll get into the astrology of this, angels and spirit guides. So here we have rejoice reverse. Yeah, there's a celebration that's happening, and for some reason it's like you're not a part of it, or you're not rejoicing in it because you still have this work to do. So be aware of that because it's unfair. It's unfair because you're going to be putting in a lot more work than it feels like everybody else is putting in, and yet they're going to rejoice, and you're going to be, figuring everything out, smoothing everything over. So just be aware of that. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. And show me clearly, angels. Okay. So this is actually really good. Now we do have an impetuousness here with the Knight of Swords reversed. Know that we're represented by the swords in the minor arcana. So that can be us kind of just charging forward, not really thinking things through. So do be aware of that. Let's talk about this Mercury retrograde in Taurus just for a little bit. So the Mercury retrograde begins in its entirety on the 21st of April, but it was in its pre-shadow period from the 7th of April forward. Now it ends on the 14th of May, but it will be in the post-shadow period till the 31st of May. So just be aware that this energy is around us. Now we hear about Mercury retrograde quite a lot, and let us talk just a bit about what it is. So this is a time when Mercury moves slower than the Earth around the sun. And that's a big deal because a rotation around the Earth for Mercury is 88 days. So when it moves slower, it feels like everything on the Earth is moving backwards. And this is around the realm of Mercury, which is news, information, travel, technology, and communications, all forms of communication. Now, with this Mercury retrograde being in Taurus, some talk about finances very heavily during this time. We're already in a stressful place financially. So just be aware of this for yourself, kind of mind your P's and Q's type of thing with finances. But Taurus just doesn't rule finances, okay? It is a very sensual sign. Taurus is ruled by Venus. So matters of the heart come up quite profoundly here. We are also ruled by Venus, Libra. So be aware of this, that in what we love, this can show itself and we can have a hard time, again, speaking up for ourselves, knowing what we want, knowing what we desire, and being able to articulate it. This is especially true if you have ADHD or ADD and you have a hard time when you're stressed out or overwhelmed, being able to really articulate your thoughts to begin with, or anxiety or anything like that. Taurus is also a very grounded earth energy. So when it comes to Mercury retrograde, we might not feel it quite as profoundly as if it was in, let's say, Gemini or Virgo, which are ruled by Mercury. So that's also going to be the case here. Now, this energy of Taurus that Mercury is in is profoundly good at physical manifestation. And this can make our physical manifestation just a little bit harder. We can sit there and say, why is it that if I focus on something, if I look at something, if I'm, going after this, it always seems to just be pushed out, pushed out, pushed out. Be aware that our manifestation and desire for manifestation can be more difficult, a little bit more tricky. We can have a harder time sticking to it until the end of the 31st of May, which sounds like a really long time, but it will go quickly. It will go quickly. This will also affect areas of comfort and luxury, again, practicality and temperament. Okay. So Taurus is a pretty even tempered sign, except for when it gets mad and then it's overly stubborn and, kind of really digs its heels in. And we can feel that way about ourselves. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, Dane, you're doing a Taurus reading and I'm a Libra. No, I'm still talking about Libra during this time. And this is still very much a Libra reading, but it's very much saying Taurus energy is coming in. So wherever you have Taurus in your natal chart, you're going to find that area profoundly affected. You're also going to find the areas of Taurus profoundly affected. And it's going to be in the realms of communication. How do we communicate our comforts? How do we communicate our luxury? How do we communicate what we want and desire from our lives as we move forward? How are we communicating our practicality? These are all going to be things that are very important to us, but we can find that we trip over and that people are frustrated with and angry with and overwhelmed with. So be aware of that. We start off with the King of Wands. The King of Wands is fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We are right out of Aries time frame, okay? We are right at the beginning. Taurus season starts on the 20th of April. This Mercury retrograde begins on the 21st. We already had the new moon and the solar eclipse on the 19th or 20th, depending on where you are in the world. We're carrying this energy forward quite profoundly. And we're carrying it forward in a sense of determination and focus and insight, very much looking at our passions. What is our drive? What do we desire? Where do we want to be? What are we looking for? These are going to be big things for us. So be aware of that during this time. Okay. We also are going to find that our passion drives us. We're very passionate. We're very determined. We can be a bit of a perfectionist, which somebody is going to take advantage of. Be aware of that, or try to take advantage of. Forewarned is forearmed, so let that help you move forward. With the Five of Cups reverse, this is change your mind and change your life. And here it's really a sense of I'm letting go. I'm letting go of so much of the hurts and pains and disappointments. We are also letting go a bit of what we really love and desire and are passionate about. It's like right now, I just need to step back. It's kind of like I need to step into myself. It's not giving myself another task to do, even if I love doing it, but it's being able to say, I am moving towards what I need. And I'm letting go of a lot of sorrows that have held me down for a really long time. The Four of Swords is telling us to rest. Excuse me. And this is very much saying we're having a hard time resting. We're having a hard time taking care of ourselves. So being mindful of this is going to be very important for us as we're moving forward, to know that we need to make sure that we're sleeping well. If we have a sleep tracker in a watch or a ring or whatever device you're using, that can be very beneficial. Or even one of the apps, there's a free, I think it's called Sleep Cycle app that's free. You can, of course, buy extra bells and whistles, but this can help track your sleep and your breathing and everything like that. And that could be very beneficial just to see how much deep sleep you're getting, how much REM sleep you're getting. Things like that are going to be very, very good for you. So just be aware of this during this time, because even if you're sleeping, you might not be resting. You might not be recharging your body. With the Knight of Swords, we can be very, very, very impetuous. Very impetuous. Kind of outside of the box of Libra, but we know we can be this way, Libra, when we get upset because we're air sign energy. And this is all air sign energy. It's like, okay, I'm tired of planning. I'm tired of overthinking. If they're going to take advantage, I'm just going to go and do. Now, the Knight of Swords can be the hero of the story, which is absolutely beautiful, but it can also be kind of the antagonist of the story, the chaos poker, type of thing. So just be aware of this, that there's something in us that might just say, I wonder what will happen if I run amok. Like that can be the way our mind is going right now. But there's also a sense where we're having a bit of difficulty with words moving us forward. We can feel like we're having a difficulty finding the right words, understanding things correctly, knowing what we desire for ourselves. And this is going to be something where it's like, stop thinking about it so much and do, but also make sure that we're not just, throwing ourselves in the middle of everything. So it's going to be a little bit of a tricky balance, but I mean, we're the kings and queens of balancing. I mean, seriously, we're really, really good at figuring out the balance of things and finding that balance for us. Now we have the devil reverse, which is really quite awesome. The devil reverse is Capricorn energy in the in the zodiac, but this is a release of negativity. So it can be a release of a Capricorn, but it's also a release of Saturn energy, which can be a good thing and a bad thing, because Saturn energy is all about planning. Saturn is all about the kind of nitty gritty of things, loves a chart, loves a spreadsheet type of thing, loves directions. So we can be really saying here, I don't want any of that. I don't want to read the directions. I don't want to, dive deeper into things. So that can be important here to understand. But there's also a sense that we're releasing a lot of addictions, hurts, pains, disappointments, angers, upsets. I know people are tired of the devil showing up. And when I say addictions, they're like, oh my gosh, Dane, not again. But this is a release. This is a release of a lot of negativity that has held us down. For some, it could be in the realm of addictions. For others, it's thoughts, it's over planning, it's wanting everything to be just so. And there's a real sense of freedom that's coming here. It's like, okay, I'm moving forward to the place that I want to be. And if there's going to be confusion with a Mercury retrograde, there's going to be confusion. And I'm going to just kind of take advantage of it, or, move with it, live with it, explore what chaos comes, but what beauty can come out of chaos, because there is beauty out of chaos. And that's what we're seeing here. We're not having ourselves chained to one idea, one way of being, one this, we're not looking at things and feeling less than anymore. And that's absolutely brilliant. We're looking at things and we're being able to say, you know what? There's so much more here. It doesn't have to be this way. It doesn't have to be just like this. I get to embrace, enjoy, understand, move forward in desire. And that's beautiful. We can also be really embracing our own nature, which we could have tried to like conform in one way or another for others or even for ourselves. And now we're saying, you know what? No, I just need to be naturally me. And of course, in a positive, loving, compassionate way. And we could also be embracing nature itself, saying, you know what? I don't need to be inside all the time, or I don't need everything to be planned out. I can just go and explore and, kind of run around like a little kid, like just have fun in exciting, different, new, powerful ways. And that's going to be really quite beautiful. There's such a sense of liberation around this Mercury retrograde, which sounds so silly to say, because a Mercury retrograde, everybody's like, oh no, Mercury retrograde, everything's going to be all, all falling apart. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not. It's going to be that some things seem to be a little bit out of control with communication, with people's expectations that they're putting on us, or what we're expected to clean up after other people. But this is also a time where the jumble of words, it's like, well, what do I feel? The jumble of words means that maybe we're not able to express what we really want. So we step back and we step into ourselves and say, okay, what do I really want? What do I really feel? And that can be so profoundly liberating. Our subconscious message to be mindful of is the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is rest and sleep and taking care of ourselves. It's reversed here. And that's what the Four of Swords means when it's it comes as a warning. We're not taking care of ourselves. We're not sleeping enough. We're not sleeping deeply enough. We could be in pain for one reason or another. And, I would highly recommend Spring Forest Qigong. I know I say this all the time now, but I swear it is just absolutely amazing. And there's also a need here to honor our story, to honor who we are and what we've been through, and taking time to say, you know what, I'm pretty great. Instead of, oh, I have so much work to do on myself, or oh, I can't be this or I can't do that. It's like, no, I'm pretty great. And that's cool. Our subconscious message from spirit is soulful, to be filled with our soul, for our soul to be full. And this is reverse. We're not taking time to fill our cup. We're not taking time to take care of ourselves. So remember to be soulful. Remember to embrace what we love and what we desire and our grace of self, because it's very different. It's very different than what we think it should be. I know that sounds odd to say, but embracing our soul and saying, what do I love? What do I need? What do I desire? Can be a brilliant journey. And for our soul to be full is not something that people usually talk about. We talk about what we can, obtain. But we don't talk about the peace of having a full soul and connecting with nature, divinity, if we want to, the universe, however we say it, however we see it, with our ancestors, but even just our being and our breath. That's beautiful. Our subconscious tarot message is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is subconsciously, we're seeing a lie. We're seeing an untruth, a lie, a hurt, a pain, a disappointment. And we're looking at it. And we're much more aware. It's like, this is not true. Now, we might not act on it right now, but we know. We're like, oh, this is not true. This is not right. All right. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.